get him upload some stuff as well. Yeah. It's so easy, they say. Just click here and click there. Please have him set you up with PayPal so we can tip you. That is the first thing I will do, you know. And I feel quite sad for the many guides, you know, in Russia and Ukraine who probably have had this as a good moneymaker. And the rest of us, you know, in the Western world, we see it more as a little bit of a hobby. So, but we are walking here, and I actually like this old school thing. You never know what you're going to find in here. Will you be on other platforms? Right now I have this Facebook thing and the Instagram and WhatsApp, but I think I will do this YouTube. We'll see after Monday. I must get my head around it. So we'll see. So here's one little door you can come in. So I should turn on the lights maybe, but we'll squeeze around here. So we'll do like this, if it's locked or not. So there's one little restroom, and you come into a smallish kitchen here. I kind of like that there is a bit of light. And we're gonna eat something here in a bit. And it's still a little bit of snow, but it's melting away quite quickly. And if you followed me up in Finland there in the ice igloos, it was a bit more. And here's a little just storage outside. And Debbie, post some things there. Sometimes it just scrolls too quick. Ta-da! Here is Mama. She's knitting away here like a crazy woman. You do all kinds of things, you know. It's sweaters and socks and all this. So say hello, to the people.
Yes.
To the people.
Good luck.
So we're just gonna put on our shoes, and then here, gonna eat a bit later on. Hey Mama, people say. Ja, men då kommer det ut.
Yes.
Voilà, here's just a big bedroom there and another restroom. Yo, this is what real broadcasting looks like. See if we can find some shoes here. Ta-ta. And look at these creatures. Here is actually my sister in the middle, her husband, and their two grown-up kids now, 20, what are they, 24 and 21?
21 and 26.
26. And here's Mama outside here with siblings. And that has a story of its own, but we'll take that next time. So I'll be the first one to open the gates, pearly gates. We'll step out a bit. And it's actually very warmish. I think about 6-7 degrees. And we can even hear some birds. And it's quite hard to see, but over there somewhere, see if I can send you a photo. Over there somewhere is, what is this? I'm not sure I upload. No, that's something else. But anyhow, we have a huge paper and pulp mill. So actually logs came here in the water up until 1985, and they just invested about 800 million euros in this paper mill, so it's doing very well. It's very hard to see the house itself, but I kind of like it, you know. It's a carpenter happiness, as we say. Wooden house with fairly decent foundation, so it's hard to get a good overview, but that's what it kind of looks like. So we'll start from here. Paper is slowly disappearing though. Yeah, we'll see, but you know, it's not just toilet paper, it's packaging for Amazon, you know, it's cardboard. It's all kinds. So we'll see. And so this street, back in the days, it used to be 15 cafes. Now it's one left. But we'll get into the taxi. And here's the chauffeur. Fairly safe. We'll see if we can do this. I haven't done this before. So we'll buckle up and hit the road. Put on the seatbelt. It's the three-pointed seatbelt. It's actually an invention from Volvo back in the days. It's a bit hard to film here, but now we're out driving, and you can see you still have a bit of gravel there, and a bit. So usually you see people with some dogs, maybe. Never had a chauffeur before. I feel so privileged. I asked Mom to turn off her phone because otherwise it will. Otherwise it will be some kind of, what do you call it? Yeah, the red house there with the balcony where Mama's hanging out. And of course it is, what is it?
Jag vet inte hur jag ska få
Ta bort ljudet. It's of course Easter Saturday, so people are in the mountains skiing. They're in the mountains skiing, and the closest kind of big mountain here is about 5 hours away. There's a guy called Ingmar Stenmark. Here are some doggies. Well, they were more like rats, but. And Ottawa's something smart people. Yes, I'm sure they will have a lovely Easter holiday skiing. So I'm trying to zoom in on this big paper factory, but it's very hard. We might see it from when we have our first stop. And we have studded tires for the winter, and they should technically come off 15th of April, I think it is. So then we should drive on regular tires, summers and winter tires. And here is another, used to be a big place that made what do you call it? Things you put on your floors. And Adam says, I remember Ingmar Stenmark back in the 80s and 70s. Yes. Mattias, this is great. We would never this area. That's true. So here this time of year, it's just in between winter and summer, so it looks a bit gray and damp. But give it another few weeks, and it will be very greenish here. So that's nice. They use them in the mountains in British Canada as well. Yeah, the studded tires or you even have chains, don't you? We haven't taken it to that level yet. Abdul has joined us. Where from, Abdul? You're very welcome. And our team is, what a fantastic way to do the final tour on Hago. Bravo. Look at this. This is important. Anybody from Wimbledon? I feel a pang in my heart because we used to have a football stadium here. Small football stadium, the IFK Holmsund. And there was a man when he was 18 who came here he was from Wales, I think. And he played for Wimbledon for many years. He was a bit brutal, and his name was Winnie Jones. Winnie Jones was the hero for one season. He was 18 years old, and he simply took over this place. 8,000 people. And I remember Winnie had some friends, with long hairs and tattoo, and Mom said, you have to be careful when you go out. Winnie's friends are in town, So Winnie Jones. And Looks like here now. Yes, Elise says thumbs up there. Dear old Winnie. Yep, lock, stock, and we're gonna step off here. Mom is just gonna park up by the church and turn the car around, and we'll go out and take a quick little photo here. I'm trying to read what you're writing, guys, here. Oops, bouncing away. And great, yeah, great chap. Well, ask Paul Gascoigne what he thinks about Winnie Jones. Jag går ut en snabbt. Let's see here. We're gonna stop. And microphone still attached to the beard. That's good. So we'll see if we can get some quick shots here. So this is, well, actually the building over there, the white house, wooden house, that's where the priest at least used to live. So now they usually have regular houses, the priests. Trying to read a great photo out there of Winnie squeezing Gaza. So this area, of course, the church had been here for a while, but the new church here is only 100 plus years. We also had the building coming up here shortly on your right. That is a school back in the days, and then it actually kind of went off grid and was in terrible condition. And I still think it is in a terrible condition, but I hope that they will pick it up a little bit. And then the church itself stands here. We'll see if we can do one of these. Ta-da! So here, I'm not very church going, but baptized, I guess, and the confirmation, still people do that because they get nice gifts from grandma and grandpa. You get a new bike or something. And today, of course, Easter. I think a few people will show up a bit later, and maybe they will come early in the morning. And from here, we'll see if we can see this. And I mean, people always complain about paper mills or about stuff like that, but it sure has been a good money maker on the other side. On the other side there. And like I said, they just invested about 1 billion or 800 million euros. So, and I was in this church 10 years, 1 day, and 3 hours ago, because Dad is actually, he hangs out down there under a stone. It was, of course, terrible. Stroke, boom, gone, 69. But when you get lemons, you make lemonade. So we'll leave that for the churchgoers, and then we get going. See if we can keep this to some kind of time schedule. And as you can see, you know, it's kind of gravelly. It's a bit, snow is dirty, but give it another month and it will be gone. So, but we'll take the car again, and she has to clean her car as well, Mom. Okay, there's a few things I'm trying to read. 35 years ago today. Marcia says Norwegian grandparents, so it was good stock in him. So voila. So now you've seen the little church, and it's still, you know, they still have a fairly active. So we can get the seat belt. It's mandatory and also womandatory to have the seat belts. As Katie K has joined us here. Welcome. And Sue says my dad was a printer, so he depended on those papers. That's good. Yeah, the Finns, of course. I know we have at least one Finn with us here. They are world champions in paper mill and paper production and planting trees and chopping wood. Is the chauffeur expensive? We'll see what Mama will get here. So yes, it's like driving Miss Daisy. I actually lost my own license, what is it, 20 years ago or so, due to hitting my head, losing the peripheral vision, is that what you call it? But now I have a nice little Evil Knievel small red moped, so that works. I will bring it out in a couple of days. Oh, I'm trying to read everything you write. As Annie here is saying something and Elisa is giving a thumbs up, and again, take a photo as we come here. And you have they actually just tore the stadium down last summer, but Winnie here is where he started. And Artemis is giving a little tip, then it turns blue. And yeah, here it is, behind these, what do you call them? Big cars. That's the entry to Winnie's. Yeah, send him that. IFK, Holmsund. And we'll zoom back. And here comes a train. The train doesn't really have any passengers. Oh, Jay, thank you very much, sir. The Big Apple, thank you. The train doesn't really have any passengers, but they take a lot of cargo. Otherwise, to the big city that is half an hour away from here, we have great train services. And I think some of you walked with me, was it a couple of days ago? Doreen, thank you. So here on the left, you can actually see a bit of ice, and people are ice fishing. I think, yeah. Might have to fish them up a bit later. But ice fishing, you can catch rather big perch, pike, maybe some trout. So a little bit of ice fishing. And here again, it's hard to see, but you know, paper, pulp. Yeah, it's actually quite a big harbor. So when they say it's the Umeå harbor, this is where it is. So again, big money maker. I ate a lot of perch growing up. Well, you see what happens when you eat perch, huh? You turn out to be a fabulous person. And the ferry is in. We'll drive up to the ferry so the Finnish audience here can get a bit of understanding about the brotherly love between our countries. Perch is like a sea bass, huh? Yeah, bass. Kick his ass, T-Bass. And here we have the ferry in here. I thought we'll drive up as far as we can and then step out and take a photo. It's so lovely, blue skies like that. And a couple of these wind thingies. Windmills. So I think generating electricity. I ate a lot of herring. If you want something fun, you can Google Americans eating fermented herring. So, that you write so much now, I can't keep up, which I just copy paste into my brain here. But these people have been going obviously across here for, I would say, thousands of years. Not as fashionable as today, maybe. Fish fingers, yes. And Norwegians, they actually eat so much salmon and trout. So if you look at Norwegians closely, they have little gills. It's a little bit disturbing. But Mama is a good driver. Yes, Mama is a good driver. I think she had some fines last year for speeding. Margaret, thank you very much. And Artemis is laughing. That's good. And Marcia gives us a heart-warmed smiley. So we'll stop here a little bit, and then we're just gonna walk out and take some little shots as we are by the. You oozes are such sophisticated dinners, yeah. Fermented herring and yummy. Ja, men det kan du göra. Men det är framme kanske. So, and if you thought I was lying, then I would prove to you I wasn't. Aurora Botnia. We're just gonna go out here and show you the masterpiece. Det ska gå bra, va?
Ja, det fortsätter på E12.
Ja. And Mama says that, you know, we have these European roads, E6 and E45, and this is the extension of E12. And in all seriousness, they've been talking about making a bridge across to Vasa, and it's actually only 100 kilometers, so it's nothing. So this Vasa line, I remember it was very popular when I was little, and then we went across to Vasa to some museum and water park and so forth. And they could technically make a bridge, but then they have to make some islands. And the country in the world that has most islands, guess what country that would be then? It's not Indonesia. It's Sweden. 257,000 islands. Can anybody fact check that? And here you can see the name of the little ship. Aurora Botnia. So one very cool thing that I like, you take this ship for 4 hours, 4.5, then you get on the train, and then you have 3 hours, 3 hours or so to Helsinki, and that will set you back 40 euros or 35 US dollars. I think that's excellent. I can't believe how, so times 270 islands over. Well, Alexa, she's wrong. Change girlfriend. And Karen is joining here. And Antje says, Tervetuloa, ja, Suomi poika, Rutsi, Perkele, Esa Peite. Finnish and Swedish are two totally different languages. It's remarkable. I've been going to Finland for 15 years working, and I think I know 10 words. It's pretty shocking. So and Shoshana has joined us here as we are almost in Finland. But well, now the chauffeur have had a short break, so we'll keep on keeping on. And Marit, if it's 2A in Finnish, then it's like a longer word. Marit, or Lisa would be Lisa. And Diana here has joined us, or is talking here. If you use the map feature, you can zoom out and then to see the islands. It's remarkable, these features. Jenny, thank you very much from California. Love Arnold. Always. It never rains in California. Okay, well, see if we can get our behind. You are welcome. I like that. I'll be back. Your governor. I'm here to governate. And I think the driver is doing very well. Yeah, well behaved. So we'll bid farewell to our Finnish friends here as they take the ferry. I'm just gonna get on the thingy here. I'm not sure if that's a little, not the military. Yeah. Coast Guard. Where the tough guys are hanging out. I thought Norwegian had more than Sweden. Well, we have to Google that. There's also something called skerries, which is an English word, but it's like a little, if it gets a bit of a wave, it disappears. So I'm not sure if that is technically an island or not. But ask Google, they always know. Norway have many other things, and they have a gazillion of islands as well, and lakes. Many people think Finland have most lakes, but Norway I think is actually worse. I like this, that we learn stuff from each other. As do we in Canada. I think the longest landline is Canada, the longest border if you pull out your inlets and outlets. I will miss the map. There will be, Norway has, is this Holmsund in northeast Sweden? Yes, it is Holmsund. This is where I grew up, and then I went away for a while and then moved back to Umeå. Was it 5 years ago? So Umeå is the little bigger city, half an hour away. Here in Holmsund we have about 8,000, and in Umeå 130. And now we are talking about NATO there. Yeah, NATO, they are officially in. I can see you moving on the map. I think it's just freakish, this people in Uzbekistan or in wherever can see me moving on a map. How will I miss the features of this platform? I'm surprised that Rick Steve or some of the big players didn't just buy the platform. Ellen Kay has joined us here, Mary's sister. And it's very hard to get some good shots when we're driving, but here you can see some paper pulp.
Return paper, so
Yeah, this is old paper, so it's gonna be turned into new paper, I guess. And in Finland, when you're born, the state actually gives the kid a little welcome to Finland package. And one thing is an expendable cradle in paper. I hear they would not sell. Did anyone catch the name of the town? UMEA with a dot or a circle. So that's the big town. UMEA. And there people are ice fishing. I'm not sure if you can see it. We're just having a drive by. It's a bit of reflection here. But soon we're gonna make a little stop here. Then I'm gonna start walking. So we'll take a little breather. Yeah, we were walking in Umeå, in the big town. So let's see. I'm just gonna give the driver instruction. I doubt the founders are interested in the business, yeah. But now, I mean, they have a platform that semi-works. You just have to figure out how to make money. So, so here we're coming into a little bit more civilization. You see a blue house here and a yellow here. We're gonna stop here. So we have the Swedish and Ukrainian flags or colors. Umeå, 137,000. Yes, that sounds about right. Oh, here they need to do a little bit of... Ja, det kan du göra. So we're gonna say thank you to the driver. High five. She has to go back home and boil potato for her son, who will be joining her in a while. We'll take this to the next level. And thank you, Mama. Mama, high five. And we're stepping out. Gonna take my little backpack. Voila. Tog jag inte med mig ryggsäcken? Mm. So there we are, and this is the street I grew up on, and some people are still living here. Here we have Jan and Marie, They're good people to know. They are both doctors, but now I guess retired, and very old kind of wooden houses here. Well, in the end, you have to pay for bandwidth, storing. Yeah, well, yeah, but I'm sure they can make money somehow. There's our best neighbors, Sven and Margareta. They are in US right now, actually. Saying hello to some friends for Easter. 80 and 78, lovely couple. Also, this street, very funny. This street, most people here for some reason were medical doctors. So it was a very good street to be sick. And of course, over the years, there's been a couple of people, changing of people on the street, but Abdul is working on it, yep. And here is another house where Telanders live, and also a couple of doctors. How about that? And I'm sorry to say, but the house where I grew up was this one, but then it was bright yellow. It was bright yellow, and then the ones who moved in here, young family, they painted it a bit dull, I think. But so he's a chiropractor, so that's good to have as well. And actually, this house, that was the daycare center, so you didn't have to work or walk far. And the big forest, that was like that one tree. It's remarkable how things change with perspective. I like yellow, I like red. I like those houses that kind of pops out a little bit. It just brightens things up a little bit. And here, in this little house, this used to be red. It's a lovely guy, the retired guy at the time. We used to go and steal all his apples. This house. Well, 5 years in hospital. That was my first 5 years, and then I guess we moved here in 79, and then mom and dad sold it 97. So from little person until I could fend for myself. And then mom and dad, they moved in a couple of different places around here, and then when here as well. But I really wish I could take you here when it's summer, when it's a bit more greenery. Yeah, this was very much picket fence. We played hide and seek, and there was always ball games and ice hockey. What do you call it? Ice hockey, but with a tennis ball. Street hockey and shoes. Yes, and I really have to sit down here and try to figure out what the hell in the world to do. And maybe this YouTube is a good alternative. And here for our Finnish guests, here we had a lovely Finnish family. And the kids were Mikael and Johan. Och de pratade Moomin finska. So they were from Vasa, making fun of the Finnish language a little bit. Or the Swedish. Did you say you were in hospital for 5 years? Yes, it was an interesting start to life. And they're still here. Sellberg. Selberg. I might go and say hello a bit later. Haven't seen it for 10 years. And this greenhouse, that was dangerous because there lived Jehovah's Witness. That's a long time, yeah. I think when you're little, you don't have anything to compare with, which is a good thing. Nowadays, people compare themselves with others, first of all, which is, of course, ridiculous. And Lisa says, hi to Melissa. I love that you have friends all over the shop here. So that's good. That's what I thought. I have good memories from that, so I'm not gonna go down that road. So give it a couple of weeks and then this might be melting away. This red house, this red house was for the Finnish people with us. We had a tragic case here a few years ago. A man called Juha Valjakalja killed 3 people about 4 hours away, and the lawyer who, the prosecutor, his name was Lars Anderson. He lived here. Yeah. Oh, it is interesting what old houses can bring back memories. And here, in this stupid house, they used to have a big, what do you call it, thing that you jump on a trampoline. And when I was it was the last day of school in 6th grade, and we went there and jumped on that stupid trampoline. Despite mom said you can't jump on the trampoline before the school ends, last day of school before summer. And I just ripped my pants. I remember I had to go to school with ripped pants. Traumatic. So yeah, those childhood memories, huh? And then the closest bus stop is here, so you walk 1 block, then you took the bus to the big city. First time I took the bus myself, I was going to judo practice, and I overslept. I missed the practice, didn't know where to step off, and ended up at the bus depot. So that's what happens when you're 10 years old or something. But we'll continue here. I can see. Let's walk in the middle of the street like rebels. Give me a shout if you see somebody coming. So this might be the last tour more than once if you get run over by the bus. Mama is always right, even when she's wrong, I think. But here, of course, I mean, there were kids all over when we grew up. And since it is from now, really, until October, it's going to be light. We don't have the midnight sun here, but still, it's just light. Bright. Mattias, this was my first tour with you. So hope to see you again. So I'm enjoying this. Thank you. I did get your contact. Super duper. That's so happy with new people. And Julia turning blue there. Thank you very much. Thought we'll go straight forward and end up in our education system. And so how long does it stay light? Well, when we talk about the midnight sun, that is technically above the Arctic Circle, so a bit further north. But then it doesn't dip under the horizon for about 2.5 months. But we will have light. I mean, last night, when did we walk there? About 9 o'clock it gets darkish, or 8:30. But every day now is like 5-7 more minutes of light. So it goes very quick. Yeah, I didn't lose power there, yeah. And Trish Adelaide is here in the house. And Julia Andrews. And Maureen says, my family in Montreal still don't have power. Oh, okay, been some power issues. So anyhow, this little street then was the way to go to school. And I remember it could take 2 hours walking to school, meeting friends, looking at little animals or falling off your bike. Or Annie, thank you very much, superstar. Oh, there's so many things written here, I can't keep up. And then very typical, these smallish houses to start with, because many of these houses were back in the days built for the people who were working at the lumber factory. So then of course over the years they've been adding on, and you can pick up a house here. They've gone up in price, but oh, thank you there, John. So if you can jump over here. Oh, whoop. You can pick up a little house like the one maybe here on the right. You know, fully functionable, 110, 15 square meters for 200,000 euros, thereabouts. My first two with you, thanks for the laughs. And your chauffeur, she's a chauffeur, she's a chef and all kinds. Sure, she's listening in right now, so have to be careful. And Sue says, amazing prices. Is that amazing good or bad? You know, mom's house, that is actually altogether almost 500 square meters, I think. They have like two of those big floors. They have another apartment, and there are some nice storage rooms as well. That's on the market right now for about 500,000 euros. So, look at this. Here's some stupid kids. Well, graffiti is doing well these days. But here, around here, it's actually, it's hard to see now, but it's actually quite a nice park. And they have a lake here. You can go fishing and just paddle boats and stuff. Then they have an indoor, it's a swimming pool. It's, you know, one of those fun houses. And a big, you know, badminton, tennis, multi-purpose arena. So and to London, yeah. I think sometimes when it comes to these little things, you know, people say, well, who cares if people, you know, do graffiti and they do some mischievous things. I think you should nip it in the butt at an early age. Otherwise, we'll end up with these professional idiots. So it's much better with prevention or prehabilitation than rehabilitation. It's just my quiet view on things. And here we have the library. Thank you for the tour today. Very nice to get a glimpse of your local area. That's nice. And I am correct. Can I have that in writing? So here you actually enter both the swimming hall and, you know, all these sports arena things. If it was open, we could go straight through. And here's then the bibliothèque. Beverly, thank you very much. You're a superstar. But we'll see if we can. We'll see if we can see. No, we'll do like this. I took a distinct decision, and we're gonna walk walk back and through the little pathway. And of course the school buildings, they've changed a little bit over the years, but I have very good memories of the school here. And we start when we are 7. Then officially we go until we are 16. But most people, they will go until they're 19. We're talking 95%. And then they can continue either, start working, or maybe you want to go further yourself with some college or something. We are lacking plumbers, carpenters, nurses. Seems like we're lacking all kinds of people. But everyone has some kind of hobo degree in political science or economics or something. So my cousin, she studied to be a librarian, and I hope I don't offend anyone, but it takes 5 years to be a librarian. So I wonder, what do? Do they read all the John Grisham books? Or and I think now it's not called librarian, it's like called something else. Cleaners are called hygiene technicians and stuff. Trying to read her a bit. Yeah, Hego is the beauty. That's the libraries, science. Throw in science and technician, you can bump up your salary a bit. But I like this, it's basic, but they have a little ship. But the good thing here, compared to the States especially, sometimes pick on the States, especially next election again, but you can study to be a brain surgeon here, and it doesn't cost you anything, free of charge. And why did I take my sneakers? We'll walk up here. Here, it's easier to walk here. Oh, that's the noise. Yeah, it's free of charge to study, even for foreign students. And in Denmark, they actually give you money when you study. So if you have some friends, just falling down here a little bit. But it was just so that's why. Yes, if you have some friends, kids, or if you have kids of your own, or if you are a kid, if you want to change your life, come and study. People here in Florida don't need brain surgeons. Taxpayers is, yeah. I'm hoping to study medical imagine. Okay. Yep. Well, see, I think Florida is sometimes a country of their own. I have a good friend who married a girl from Sunrise, Florida. They hang out there. Ooh. Snow in my shoes. Do all children go? We had a few years ago, then it was very popular to say that everybody needs university degrees. And then we realized that, that's far from necessary. There's a water slide on the outside. I think, my personal view, study whatever you like. But you have to be quite informed that if you study to be a clown, then maybe the market for clowns is not that great. But that's just my personal view. My kind of study was within a bit of psychology, sociology, economics, pedagogics, those topics that I like. So, Chris, you have your opinion. Yeah, opinions are opinions, of course, and alternative truths. But now we're walking here, and they used to have they had a little, maybe they changed it, but skateboard was very popular. So there were skateboard ramps here, and here was the, what do you call it, people who, kids who can't go and drink yet, but they really don't want to stay at home, so they come here. We call it after school, or they had evening activities as well. It was brilliant. So it was brilliant to have these after school activities. And I could of course show you, well, again, it's I think it's a little bit annoying that it's not summer yet. But there's a football field, so football in the summer or spring, and then ice hockey in the winter. And the most important thing when we play ice hockey is not to win like the Olympics or to win the World Cup for Sweden. The most important thing is that we beat Finland. So Ice Hockey World Championships are coming up now. And I think Finland have won it 3 in a row. So it's remarkable. And Quing there, thank you very much, thank you. We have a couple of the good NHL players now that have not made it to the playoff. So they will be eligible for the World Cup. Don't know where it's going to be. Is it going to be in Finland maybe this year? Crazy world. Yep. I think sometimes we have lots of craziness. Just, I stopped reading the newspaper. It's better to hang out with nice, positive people who are sane. And I think Hego is quite a good platform for sanity and joy. Voila. Here is actually a daycare center by my sister. She works in like 3 of them, sorting things out. So even the little kids, I think, are doing quite well. But the problem with the little kids is very few people like to work with them. So they're lacking people in that field as well. So if you like to work with little people, come on over, okay? So bless her, yes. Yeah, I think she's very good at what she does, and she has probably tied a few shoelaces in her years. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Do majority of residents stay local? What do you mean? If they move a lot, or if they tend to stay? I mean, of course, sometimes the young people, when they want to explore a bit, they might go to London for a couple of years, or they might move to Stockholm. But Umeå, the bigger town here, they've had a huge increase in people since the university came. The university came in the late 60s, so from the mid 80s and onwards. And we have a Volvo factory, we have hospital, fantastic hospital, and many other things. So people actually, when they are done studying, or if they want to work in the general area here, then it's not a problem. Some kids, of course, let's say you work for an insurance company, then you might go down to Stockholm or Gothenburg or some of the other big cities and work for a bit, get some in-house training and experience. And then when the kids come, then you kind of move back home and get some middle management position. Cozy life. Let's see if we should walk over now or later. Thank you very much. They should stop. Yeah. Zebra crossing. And this is my little like high school. So I went here from the age, well, 3 years, so we divided that way. And IKEA, yeah, we actually had IKEA moving in Umeå 7-8 years ago now. So that made a big impact, and yeah, we have a great airport. But I like these little towns with, you know, 5, 8, 10, 12, 15,000. I think you need jag avslutar hos Tigers. So I think the chauffeur was driving around here a bit. But yeah, if you have a town with 5,000 people, then you have everything you need. Were you in hospital? Yeah, the question about the hospital thing. From zero to 5. So that was early start. Trying to read, here's a bit of sun reflection. So yeah, I have fond memories of this. You know, the tough bullies were here, and yeah, and the rest of us. I like these school reunions, you know, when you come back after 10, 15, 20 years. The tough guys and girls, I think they all peaked in high school. Don't think the quarterback and the homecoming queen is same people 25 years later. And there's a little ice hockey rink in the winter time. I guess they just gave that up. So you see it's melting away. Oh, Debbie says, how about 40-year reunion? I think my mom, they just had their 60th. Or it was 55, yeah. But you are as young as you pretend to be. Yeah, I'm just gonna walk a little bit further, and then we're gonna wrap things up and go and eat some Easter dinner and maybe a glass of wine. But again, you know, it's been a pure joy, these few little walks we've had. And I think Hago also, it's this, I think most of you are on this, is it virtual tours? I think that they got like 3,000 members within 15 seconds. So that was very good. And then we'll see how things turn out. I'm sure they will be excellent. So, I think we are just gonna sit in the boat a little bit, and I keep you posted what happens after I met this 14-year-old Lynn. Thank you very much. We've just taken a little peaceful walk and drive in this my little town of Holmsund. And I said I was a good kid, but one thing that we did was in this house. There was a family here. What do you say? They were a bit slow. You know, they had problem when they were thinking. And the family were named Tiger. So we used to go up there, knock on the door, and when they opened, Margaret, thank you very much, and Debbie, when they opened, we say, "Oh, it's a tiger," and then we ran away. Amazing what kids can do, huh? Love the traditional Swedish architecture, but I show you the ugliest building here. They just pulled it up, and I don't know who allowed this. This is an indoor sporting arena, small, but look at it. I mean, we're back to East Germany. Maybe there's a bit of blood doping going on there. But I much prefer Mom's house than this. And and speaking of moms and relatives and family, my big sister and her husband is actually down in Stockholm visiting my little sister. And who knows what these nieces and nephews are up to. But, we can stand here and give each other praise for forever. Satayam, thank you very much. Linda and Chris, stay away from the tigers, yeah. I still have a heartbeat about the tigers. But the Facebook thing, do that. I will try and download some of these little trips. I don't know how it works, but again, we'll keep in touch. And Marcia and Linda and everybody, it's just been a joy today as well as the other times too. And I like this. You're on your feet. You have to be a little bit quick-witted. You can't lie too much because people sit there with Google. So I will continue my real life blood and flesh tours with people. This you could ask Emma. What was the question there? Repeat. So Shia says that, and so we'll see what will be the best outcome. Attitude is important, and I think I don't worry about much. Kiitos paljon. Ei se Peter there for Finland. And Instagram hashtag walk with Matt. Look for the bearded guy, and now there's all kinds of links and this and that. Thank you, your joy. Linda, I feel I'm getting blushing here. Keep in contact, okay? And happy Easter, Jesus. We'll take it from there. And you will be looking for where you land. Yeah, where we land there. And Adelaide, have good memories of Adelaide as well. Happy Easter. Our team is Nicola. Be good, behave. We still have 2 more days on Hago, but I think I'm calling it quits for right now. Enjoy, guys. Love you.